It was supposed to be a simple first date, just a hike in the woods with a seemingly charming guy I'd met online. Little did I know, I was about to step into a nightmare. His name was Alex, and our conversations had been pleasant. He suggested we go for a hike in a remote forest, and being a nature lover, I thought it was a perfect idea. We met at the trailhead, and right away, I was struck by his warm smile and easygoing demeanor. We started our hike on a sunny morning, and I couldn't have been more excited. The forest was beautiful, with tall trees and a carpet of leaves covering the ground. The fresh air filled my lungs, and for a while, everything seemed perfect. As we walked deeper into the woods, I started to notice strange symbols carved into the trees. At first, I thought it was some sort of nature art, but the symbols grew more intricate and unsettling. I pointed one out to Alex and asked, "What do you think these symbols mean?" He just chuckled nervously and said, "Oh, probably just some kids fooling around. Don't worry about it." But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The symbols seemed too deliberate, too eerie for kids' pranks. Still, I brushed it off and kept walking, thinking I was just being paranoid. As we ventured deeper into the forest, Alex's demeanor began to change. He grew quieter, his smile faded, and his eyes seemed to hold a sinister glint. I tried to engage him in conversation, but he gave short, cryptic answers. It was as if I was walking with a different person. The forest grew darker as the sun started to set, and the shadows cast by the tall trees made me shiver. I told Alex that maybe we should turn back, but he insisted we keep going. He said he knew of a beautiful spot deeper in the woods where we could watch the sunset. As we continued, my unease grew. I noticed that the symbols on the trees were becoming more frequent, and some of them seemed to form a twisted, continuous pattern. The whole forest felt like it was closing in on me, and I was beginning to wonder if I had made a terrible mistake coming out here with Alex. Suddenly, he stopped and turned to me with a malevolent grin. "You know," he said, "I brought you here for a reason. These symbols, they're not just random. They're part of something ancient, something dark, and now you're a part of it too." My heart raced, and I felt a surge of panic. I tried to turn and run, but he was too fast, grabbing my arm with an iron grip. His eyes bore into mine, and I could see the madness within. I was trapped in the middle of nowhere with a stranger who had dark intentions. I struggled, but he was too strong. He dragged me deeper into the forest, and I could see that we were heading toward a clearing where a strange, ritualistic circle of symbols had been carved into the ground. I knew I had to escape, and with a burst of adrenaline, I managed to break free. I ran as fast as my legs could carry me, branches and thorns tearing at my clothes and skin. The forest felt like a labyrinth, but I had to find a way out. The fear, the darkness, and the sound of Alex's chilling laughter chased me through the trees. Hours later, I stumbled out of the woods, scratched, bruised, and terrified, but alive. I reported the incident to the authorities, and they launched a search for Alex, but he had vanished without a trace. That day, I learned that sometimes the most charming smiles hide the darkest intentions. The forest that was once a place of beauty and serenity had become a nightmare I would never forget. I often wonder what would have happened if I hadn't managed to escape that sinister first date in the remote forest.
Subscribe for more videos.